Hey everyone, in this video, we're going to go over the filter function. So the filter function is a function that will filter the items in a sequence, in this case, in this list here, with a function that returns a true or false value for each element. And the resulting list will only contain the elements returning true when passed through the function. So for example, we have this greater than 5 function here. If the number we pass in here is greater than 5, this function returns true, and this will be included in the final list. If we pass in 3 here and this returns false, then that number will not be included inside the final list. Let's go over an example to see how this works. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create a new variable, filtered list, and we're going to set this equal to the filter function, which is this built-in function in Python. And then we pass in 2 arguments, our function name, in this case, our greater than 5 function. We're not calling it, so we're not putting parentheses here. We're just putting just the name. We'll put a comma, and we'll put the sequence we want to filter, in this case, our numbers list. So now we'll take each of these numbers one by one, and we'll call this function, passing in each number into this num value and getting a true or false value. If that value comes back as true, then filtered list will contain that number. So we go ahead and just print out filtered lists. We can see what's going on here. And we print out just filtered lists. You'll see we'll get some weird output. We get filter object at, and then some address here. This is fine. To get the actual values of the list printed out, we need to go ahead and just cast it to a list here. So we'll put lists and then parentheses, put in our filter list value and do it again. And then we'll get our numbers, all of them that are greater than 5, 6 through 15. You can see here we have numbers 1 to 15, so only 6 to 15 is being included in this final list. These are the only values when passed into this function that returns true. So all we're doing kind of behind the scenes here is we're calling this function for each element in the list. In this case, a total of 15 times for each of these elements. And then we get the result, and then we determine either to append it to the final list value or not, based on if it returns true or false. Let's go over one more example, this time using a lambda. So we can pass in an actual function here and create the function up here, or we can do everything in one line. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we can do that. So in this case, we'll get all of the even numbers this time. Is even equals our filter function, and then instead of passing in a predefined function here, let's create a lambda. So we'll do lambda, and then we'll do a variable name. In this case, we'll do num, colon, and then our return value. This time we'll do num modulus 2 equals 0, comma, for numbers list. So let's take a look at this real quick. So a lambda is just like an anonymous function. So this will do the same thing as writing out, is even, passing a number and then just returning num modulus 2 equals 0. So this is the same thing, just written in lambda syntax. So in case you want to see what it looks like, I'll leave it there, commented out. But we're doing this function here. So if we take the modulus of 2 and it comes back as 0, we know it's an even number. And then we pass in a numbers list to filter out all of the odd numbers out of this list. Let's go ahead now and print this out. So we'll print, do list again, so we get the actual values is underscore even, and run this. And now we get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And there we've successfully filtered it in one line. So that's all there really is to this function. It's pretty straightforward and easy to use. It's pretty useful if you want to kind of consolidate things down to one line like that, especially using lambdas. But that's really it for this video. All the code will be in the description below, as well as links to anything that might be useful. If you have any questions on this, let me know. Other than that, that is it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.